I believe we are live. It's harder to tell with YouTube, though. I'm going to assume we are live. Go from there. So, welcome, good afternoon, and welcome to Space Engineers Chaos. Maybe I'm not live. No, there it is. Yep, sorry. You get here twice. Alright, so, welcome to Space Engineers. This is my around the world, around and around we go Pertam playthrough. This is called the Blue Smoke series because my main computer died and I am currently playing on a potato. So we are enjoying that. Let's see. We're going to need to put a exhaust block on here. Forgot to do that in my build. I did do a squirreled version, chipmunked version of the build of this large grid rover.
Fuel low.
If you did not watch it, I'll go through through it real fast. We have a food center, or our food control block, and our algae farms to make sure I don't die of starvation.
Fuel critical.
We have H2O2 and assemblers. A pair of assemblers. We have our refinery, our survival kit, and that's pretty much it. It's got an H2O2, an oxygen tank, and a hydrogen tank. It just occurred to me, I can't fly because we have almost no oxygen, or almost no, we can fill that O2 tank, actually, like this. And we turn this to depressurize. And that will fill the oxygen tank. And also make sure I have oxygen anytime I get in the cockpit. Alright, let's get some blue smoke going out of the back of this. Do I not have an H2O2? I thought I had H2O2. Maybe I don't have the H2O2 on here. Yeah, I do. It just got no ice. Which brings me to the two waypoints we see in front of us. Oases. Those oases are our hoped-for sources of ice. So let's turn off that. Let's lay down our solar sail. should be ready to go after that. I did do a little bit of brief research, which is why those two oases are on the map. If we pop out in spectator, let me find us real fast here. Okay. Now, if we zoom out on Pertam, we did a very brief look at things. Our goal is to circumnavigate east to west. Well, my worry was that we were way up on the pole, north or south. Well, turned out that worry was not an issue, because around this equator of Pertam is a... where's it at? Here. A set of major canyons that run all the way around the planet as well. We will cross that. So, I do not have to worry about this map, us not facing the challenges of Pertam. And because of that, we are just gonna go on straight forward. Hit the right buttons. We'll go straight on forward and see what trouble we can get into from here. And I am sure chaos will find us as we go. The unknown signal is up in the mountains, and we are not going to survive going up in the mountains in this, so let's ignore them and move forward. See what spawns in our way. We are actually looking for the different apex survival spawns, fruit, vegetables, grain, and mushrooms. Which actually, as I say that, one seems to have spawned right next to me.
Fuel critical.
That looks like one of them right there. Of course, the adaptive sim quality is making it look terrible. There we go. Now you can see it the way it's supposed to look. Kind of stands out stark in the Pertam grass, though, doesn't it? That's some wheat. Or grain. But that grain gives us another seed. I believe we already have one. I'll check while we're up here. Yes, actually we have grain seeds and fruit seeds. We're actually only missing vegetable seeds. So we are actually getting pretty close to having a way forward on building our greenhouse, which is kind of a nice realization. I thought we were further away than that. Only missing one. Also, Pertam does have spiders on it somewhere. but they are a rare spawn, so we may see some spiders in our future. If you're arachnophobic, I apologize. Not a lot I can do about that. An unknown distress signal. I don't know how to get to it from here. Actually, we got some really rough terrain coming in front of us. I think we're going to stay here in the middle. And just kind of drive straight ahead. Turn off some of the GPSs we have here too. That while we're just rolling along. Turn off some of the older GPSs. Like, we won't need that one anymore. We won't need any of those. We'll get rid of them permanently. And we won't need that one. That's where we built this. So I probably should have saved that one actually, but whatever. And now we're continuing our trucking along. Ooh, that was something. Wish I'd seen it a little bit quicker and could have determined what it was. Ooh, I am not liking the terrain I'm finding my giant rover in right after I build my giant rover. That does look like another... That is another Apex survival spawn.
Fuel critical.
Is there any fuel in this? Oh, there's a little bit left in it. Okay, good. Make it easier getting on and off. And it's more grain. Well, that's good to know. We have lots of grain now. But at least we have food. I mean, we have kelp, so we are not ever going to be hurting on food. Really? Ooh, almost ran off the front. Almost ran off the front right there. That would have been bad. Thump. Speaking of near thump, what does this look like? Go and have a big... Oh no, it's going to be like a land bridge I can go through here. Okay. Oof. I was afraid it was going to be like a straight down fall once I got to that hill. I see two glowing things here. If I can get this thing to stop. Mind you, I have all the full reverse and full stop on. I saw two greens. The one on the will be on my right now, right there. That one's going to be more grain. But this one, what's this one? Looks like fruit. Yep. We already have fruit though. Still need vegetables and mushrooms. Oh well, no one likes mushrooms on their pizza anyway, right? If you watch the the chipmunk video, you'll know that I did all but starve to death while building the rover. Matter of fact, the only thing that kept me from starving to death was falling a whopping 1 block and dying anyway. Yeah, that looks like something. It's like more... Yeah, it's more grain. I'm not even picking it up. I don't need more grain right now. Looks like there's more grain in front of me even. Found tons of grain suddenly. But yeah, I fell literally 1 block. Croaked. So, you know, there was that institute of hilarity in the middle of everything else. Also managed to have the fun of picking half the rover up off the ground while trying to drill. So that didn't go according to plan either. It does look like we are going to make it to one of these oases, provided I don't catch too much air. Ooh, that terrain looks bad. As a matter of fact, I don't like the train going either direction. Let's try swinging left around this. Try to get to the Oasis B there. Oasis A, I don't know where it goes. It's at from here, but 1, it's further away, and 2, I'm not sure. It looks way low from where I'm at, so. This actually would turn Oasis A off. GPS, Oasis A, we won't use that one. Yeah. We've decided we're going to go to Oasis B. Yeah, we're going to try turning right here down this little valley area. Hey, there's something green. Could that be my veggies? Where's that fruit again? I think that's fruit again. No, that's veggies. Aha! Now we need only the mushrooms. Be able to start farming already. We're able to start farming once we get some ice going now. Yes. We need that ice. The real question is, where do we put the farm? Since it has to be enclosed, it has to be protected, especially considering the radiation here on Pertam is so dramatically high anytime it, thinks of storming. It storms a lot here. We're definitely going to have to consider the way we do our farm. Good news is we have found our oasis. Now, this might surprise some of you, but I have actually never ever been on Pertam before this playthrough. Actually, it's not true. I was on Pertam long enough to say I had landed on Pertam in a playthrough where I had to touch all planets. But I didn't need anything on Pertam by the time I got here. So, getting here meant nothing. Other than I had never been here.
Meteor storm inbound.
Seeds. That'll get me seeds for all that. Now the question, how much ice hides here in this valley? Therein lies the real fun question. Come on. It's the hinge. It's always the hinge. Give it a little bit of a bonk and up it'll go. Okay. So, how big is our ice patch under here? And it's showing 80 meters down, so it's deep on top of that. 27 meters down since I got off the top of my rover. So let's go down and take a look. Give us an idea of what kind of drill rig we need to be looking at here. It's a little ice patch. They just build a localized pat thing. They'll just bore out the entire area, and it's huge, which I doubt, considering I'm 9 meters from it and haven't found it yet. What? Where'd my ice go? How'd it move? Was I mining toward the wrong thing? I mined toward the wrong thing. Let's try again. Yeah, this really worries me here.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
There's signs of ice. Well, my digging did not help me have any idea how much ice there is here. So instead, what happened there? So instead of that for our methodology of finding out how much ice there is, I say we just build a drill rig that will absolutely terrorize everything that looks green. I think that's a good idea. We'll just... that whole section right there is going to go away. Alright. And if you watched in the video before, you will have seen that I have mixed luck sometimes when it comes to building these things. But we're going to do this one purpose for just grinding out that area. And we will grind out that area pretty seriously. Try to do this with as little clang as possible. Have I seriously not ever built a bottle? Right. Probably didn't build a bottle for the same reason that I don't have any of the greenhouse built. Without ice, not really a point. Need the ice to have a point to build the rest. Alright. Now. That puts us about lined up with the edge of the green. This is where my attitude is going to change a bit. How do I want to set this part up? I think the easiest way to do it would be, let's get a conveyor. Helps if you put the N in there. G. Can I go straight down here? Or do I have to go up first? Find out real quick. No, I think I'll be able to do this way. Alright, that'd be great. DRIL, grab a couple drill, grab the new drill. I really like the new drills. Unfortunately, I'm wrong. Not by much am I wrong. I can fix that. A trick when you're doing this and you're having issues getting a drill to place, you can place 2 blocks straight down like I just did, and then drill out to place, get a 3rd block to place underneath them. Once the 3rd block will place, so will your drill. We don't need that one to. We do want this one to share inertia. We want this one to share inertia. We want this one to share inertia. And this one to share inertia. For whatever reason, it did not. Now, you may be asking, what am I going to do with that? And the answer is, well, turn the thing on. So I love these new drills, the way they dig.
Energy low.
Honestly, here, I don't care if I end up with multiple cargo containers. What's important here is
Fuel low.
getting
Fuel critical.
ice. Okay. And we do that on the other side too. And then we just slowly extend. We need to set up. Oh, I forgot to turn this thing on. Turn it on in a minute. So we should set up a sorter, which I don't need to do that way, and a connector. I'm going to tell this guy to sort out TRAV, add gravel, whitelist it, drain all.
Energy critical.
I think silver would be nice. Also deleted my bed. which is the other thing, which I just stuck that in the most inconvenient spot. The other thing that we really should consider when we build the greenhouse is making our living area a part of the greenhouse, rather than just throwing a bed on wherever. Now, okay, CONN connector. Make it throw out. Now we got gravel going away. There. Put the drill back down here. Drill. Tell you, when I decide I'm going to take a... I say I'm getting oxygen, or ice. I'm getting ice. You never have to do it again, but I'm getting it now. Alright. Alright, there we go. And one more. Drill. Now, I have never built this kind of drill before. I know that sounds strange, but normally I build borers. A scraper like this is new. Let's assume that things stay pretty much the same. And I can use about the same speed forward as I would down. And like that, the oasis begins to melt. Let me check and see how full my large cargo is. 180 out of 1.2 million. Okay, we're fine for now. It's struck by... It's storming. Of course it's storming. I'm thinking I probably can move that piston out faster. So maybe start the other one. That one, not that one, that one. 0.1, go. And that's got it moving at 0.02. And I do have a couple of ways I could expand. One, I do have that whole open area on the right or on the left side of the rover as I drive. The issue with expanding out there and putting the greenhouse is that's a lot of weight off to one side. Also, it keeps me from building any kind of permanent drill rig or flyer and placing it over there. So I don't like that. I could go longer, but I run the issue of making a bulky rover that can't turn if I do that, which worries me. So I worry about going longer because turning is going to be more difficult. I worry about going out on the side here because then we worry about having all the weight on one side or the other. Also a problem. I could go a trailer, build another platform like this one, take off these front two wheels, and just have the back two wheels and a platform back here and build on that. And it would give us what we need to have a functioning rover with all the accoutrements we need. The issue there would be I would have to run the subgrid wheel control script, which isn't particularly a particular problem. Other than I'd have to look it up and subscribe to it on this computer since, you know, I am on the potato. And doing that actually does have some logical reasoning behind it. Again, the negative with doing it is negative with doing it is that I would be, well, making a longer, easier to flip vehicle. But of my options, I think that is my best long-term option. And if the storm ever abates, I guess that's what we should start working on next. Is a trailer hitch. I guess technically we can start working on it even now in the middle of the storm, but the really silly thing is these things here that I just put on, haven't even had a chance to turn off, are the things that have to go away for a trailer hitch to happen. Yes, I know. Lots and lots of gravel. I don't care. See, buy gravel. Don't care. Now, to make a hitch, we should come out. And down. And then we will need a hinge going that way. I have seen a different kind of hitch done, but for the life of me, I don't understand it, so I can't mimic it. So we're gonna go with the one I can figure out. And a rotor. Let's name these in case we run into any of the weird naming things that happen in Space Engineers. This becomes hitch, horizontal, and we're going to give it a limit of plus or minus what, 30 degrees? I think that's far enough. It's 30 degrees that way or 30 degrees that way. Actually, probably should go more like 45 actually. So let's do that. Changed my mind. 45 degrees. Any tighter than that, you're going to be jackknifing it, so let's not do that. Roll. This is hitch, roll. Velocity. Mainly we just want to get it in the positives. Okay. And then we want it to... Well, we don't want it to roll much. So, what do you think? Minus... I think 10 degrees is plenty. Plus or minus 10 degree roll. And then off of that one, we need a hinge going the opposite direction. So that they can be at
Fuel
different
low.
pitches.
Fuel critical.
And let's name this guy next. He becomes hitch, hitch, hinge. This one is another one of those you don't want to have a whole lot. Because if there's a huge difference, they're going to hit each other. So, what do you think? I think 20 degrees is plenty here. Let's do plus or minus 20 here. Alright, now that will allow us to have a trailer, will allow us to build a trailer that goes from side to side, up and down, and it can, you know, roll side this direction independently of the front without running into issues of Are you kidding me? That's all the further those pistons got? That's it? Well, thought we'd get further than that. And we'll take it down. Let's give this one a max distance of 2 meters. Give it a velocity. There we go. And then we just reverse these first 2 pistons. And he'll dig a little deeper. Alright. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and tip this up. Like that. Now, like that. And like that. Anyone remember how long this thing is? I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 long. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. One there. One there. G. One there. Now, where's the next one go? What is the closest I can get and still have the right size tire on there? Really? There. Nope, it has to be there. Really, it has to be there. I can go back. It has to be able to go back.
Health
No.
low.
Yeah, I can go there. That's where we want it. I really have got to pay better attention to my feed. I feed my food because I had it up almost to 60 earlier. Now it's all the way down to the 30s again. Alright, so if that's where that's going to go, these two can go away. That can go away, that can go away. That one and that one. And I just need to build those. And there is the basis of the next of the trailer. Now we just turn you off. We turn that one off. And we turn that one off. Whoa, almost fell off. But under the circumstances, we'll turn this one back on for a minute. we are going to pull that back into line. And turn it off. So that that block can just, so that trailer can just sit behind us for now.
Meteor storm inbound.
Every time it says meteor storm inbound and I have a all but not there vehicle, all I can think of is, well, there goes that vehicle. Alright. 6 suspensions.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
I caught you before you dropped me. Ha 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 ha. There is no way that's 6 suspensions worth of stuff in my inventory now. Maybe there is, and I just didn't think I had closer to done than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tires. Now, it is worth noting I have literally never built a vehicle like this. I have seen it done. But what I'm doing is way beyond something I have done before, so if I pull this off, please understand, this is pure and utter luck. Truth be told, I've only ever used a subgrid wheel control script one time. Since I almost always play single player, there's never a purpose in building a vehicle like this. And if it wasn't for needing to have a base with all of the full accoutrements of a large grid base that was mobile for this particular self-imposed challenge, I wouldn't need to build this vehicle like this. But we are building to meet a self-imposed challenge of fairly crazy standards. So, thus, I'm going to try a fairly crazy build. Did I see platinum in my inventory up there? If I did, I am going to build me some upgraded welder and grinder. top tier welder would be really nice doing this stuff. Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Well, that was dumb. That was really dumb. Now, let's see how creative I can be at fixing dumb. In case it wasn't obvious what I did. Well, hi, Pro Gamer Quinn. I haven't ever gone into the realm of multiplayer, so I do know that there are servers for space engineers, but at least me specifically at the moment with playing on a potato and not going to be investigating that. I know there's a lot of fun. Actually, and to be fair, I have played some local hosted, but never anything that would require a ship this size or a rover this size. Also, in case you didn't notice what I did wrong, I didn't put a conveyor here. So I got to figure out how I'm going to trick this rover into letting me put a conveyor there. Which is going to be some, as I call it, chaos. Can I get... No, I can't come across there either. Ah, that one will let me go. Barely let me? That one will barely let me? Can I get away with a mag plate then?
Energy low.
Yes. Okay, then I got a way to do this then. I got this. I got this. Mag plate will auto lock if I pop this loose, so I don't have to worry about it falling. I need to turn all of these on so they don't move. I forgot I had that on a positive motion. Turn that back off. Well, there's you proof of chaos is getting ready to ensue. Okay, velocity needs to be to 0 before I turn that on. And turn that back on. And turn off. Turn that on so it will stay stiff. And same here as well. Now everything should stay still when I grind this block out. Seems to have. Give myself a little bit of space to work and hope this works out.
Inventory full.
We are way into I did something dumb and I'm trying to fix it without undoing everything. Weeds.
Energy critical.
It's something dumb, and now to get around doing it, fixing it the right way, I'm doing something even dumber. Yeah, I just realized what I was doing. Oh well. Still a point, right? It's the only reason people will watch streamers of space engineers.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Is to see what happens when stuff goes wrong. So, just how new to space engineers are you, Pro? When you say you're new, are we talking like less than 50 hours, less than 100 hours, less than 1,000 hours? Just curious where you sit. Where you are on the learning curve.
No energy.
Uh-oh, I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. Because despite my mistakes just now, believe it or not, I have got a lot of hours into this game. What makes this game special is that it has such a... It's kind of like what is going on there? Why is that happening? It's kind of like and I just screwed up. Another thing. Since it was doing something I didn't want it to, I tried to make it do something else. And that backfired. What makes space engineers special is kind of the same thing that makes Skyrim special. It's not so much the game itself as it is the modding community that gives the game such a large replayability. Well, I guess we are going to be putting a new piston on and a new hinge on and trying to make it stand up. Chaos. Every now and then things bump, and every time something goes bump, something weird happens. And that's what's throwing me. I'm sure it's got to do with the drill rig. Alright. Let me try the... I need a... Let's try a gear. Yeah, I didn't think it would fit. Keep getting rid of the thing I need next. Now this is where real bad chaos things happen. Merge blocks and tempting clang. Alright. To be honest, it's one of the reasons I didn't weld a lot of this stuff up is for shear pins. Wrong direction, too far. Keep doing that. Okay. Grind out these blocks here in the way. Let's try tipping this one. Like that. And let's grind this off before everything explodes.
Energy low.
And then we get really lucky and be happy nothing exploded. Because that thing should have happened and nothing did, so we're just going to be really happy. Eesh. Seriously, using merge blocks with hinges and pistons is typically a bad idea. Especially if you're not, you know, locked to the ground in any way, shape, or form, which we aren't. Yeah. Well, at least the drill's working correctly. Even if my trailer attempt is, you know, going rocky as can be. Okay. Let's grind it from this end down. Now, we have a conveyor on this side of the switch now. We're going to add one more just because, well, I can't give you a good reason. Just call it paranoia. And I'd love to act like it wasn't anything other than paranoia, but it is nothing but paranoia. Okay. You got that amount of insanity to figure it out again. Alright. Now I can go back to putting steel plate in. I can't. Pipe. Oh. It's actually a really good time to show this. Talked about this last time. I talked about this in the video, not in the last stream. But one of the things I included in this was the quality of life, some of the quality of life mods. One of them includes production quotas. What this basically it gives us the ability to do is say, under no circumstances should we ever be without 1,000 construction, 1,000 girders, or whatever numbers you want on these. 500 grids, 1,500 interior plate, and it seems like I'm always running out of steel plate, so I overcompensate, I am sure. And so on and so forth until you get everything you need constantly kept up so you don't have to think about it. Probably don't need such a high content of bulletproof glass, but kelp farms, which I have so many of now, but kelp farms need so much glass. It's kind of messed me up, and I always want tons of glass again now. I'm not going to be able to have that. I'd love to have these, but can't yet. Guess we can tell it to make them if we find silver. We'll just tell it 20. We can do, say, 30 radio components, 30 detector components, 500 solar cells, 1,500 power cells. Takes 500 to make a battery. Keep an oxygen bottle around. Keep some hydrogen bottles around. Don't worry about making some power kits. Non-issued that. Non-issued data. All the fireworks. Now, weapons. I think we're just going to do this up the list of weapons. You have to have a 20 to make a 50. Same is true of the different grinders, drills, and welders. Since you always need the one below to get the one above, it's worth telling it to keep one of everything now, rather than previously you just tell it whatever gear level you thought you were going to spend most of your time at, and just tell it to do those. Okay. Now, that will make sure that Assembler 2 is always making sure I have all of that, and anything specific I need that's not covered by that, I can make Assembler 1 great for me. Oh, I actually made that as a jump. That's kind of cool. But as you can see, it's not too hard to actually overcome the assembler when you're just flat building like this. Since I am actually by myself throwing down more steel plate than the assembler is making. Oh, that's what I expected. Okay, now that gives us our flat space to start our greenhouse on. Now, the new blocks, or the new sorry, let's try again. The new planters are only conveyored on the bottom. So actually, I think we will go ahead and remove a strip right here out of the middle. Take it all the way to the back. Like this, and then come across.
Inventory full.
From the edge here. Get myself a couple more here. And one there. One there. And mirror that same cutout on this side. And that will actually be the greenhouse. That'll actually be where the planters in the greenhouse go. And actually the water is going to go here as well. Right. Let's get a small cargo back there so I can have to jump that every time. Stick one in the floor. And we are going to need a water... Oh, it's irrigation. That's what it's called. It's an irrigation system. We're going to need planters. No. What are they called? Seriously, what are they called? No. I really don't know good card because it's not in here. These are the terrariums. This is just the add-ons. These aren't the actual. It's all that. Production? No. Large blocks. For heaven's sake. What is it called? I had progression turned off, so it's not under progression. Under progression may show me where it is. What it's called anyway. A-L-G... Yeah, what's it called? Farm plots. There it is. Told you this is all new.
Inventory full.
We'll stick the cargo in that very back spot.
Energy low.
Alright, fine. PIS. We'll lower this piston down to 6 meters. Find the other two pistons. That one and that one. Give this one a chance to get down. myself before I starve to death. This irrigation thing, how does it work? It's got 2 on the top and 1 on the front. So embedding it under here would be a really easy solution. You won't get to see the block, but it'd be a really easy solution. Spot that'd actually be the best here. But again, you won't get to see it if I do it that way. Could lay it on its side right there. I think that's what I'll do actually. Remove these 2. Stick the irrigation on its side so that the block is still nice and pretty and visible, but is also not up on the surface and out in our way of walking. And then we can take this conveyors all the way around for our greenhouse. More plots. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Production, assembler 2, or assembler 1. Come on. Oh look. I'm getting ready to not be allowed to work for a while. Come on, hurry up. Storm is here. Radiation levels going up. And this is why it has to be an actual greenhouse, not just a open farm plot. Because that radiation will toast the crops we're going to grow. Those two. Reverse. What? Just... Did we just run out of power? Yes, we just totally ran out of power. Ooh, but. I have a hydrogen engine, I know I do. I built it. No, I meant to build it. Well, the good news is, I have all the stuff to build it. Bad news is, it's probably spread out amongst all the different places it could possibly be. You tell me I have no small steel tubes. Yeah, right there. Cargo terminal half. Where did I put a half cargo terminal? Oh, I know where it is. Except for there's no power to jump start it. So I would actually have to build a battery. We're just putting a battery on this back. Probably not the worst idea.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Herein lies the issue on this particular planet. Almost every storm brings you radiation. Production, equipment, medkit, equipment. There is supposed to be I just don't know where it would be. No clue. No clue whatsoever where it would be hiding. I would have assumed it'd been an assembler, but there's supposed to be a type of med kit that removes radiation. I don't know where it's built, or if it can be built. Okay. And again, this hinge has gone wonky. I actually have no idea what that just said. I have a feeling it didn't like that. But the good news is, we have power again! Okay, now G W I and D. I think we're going to use these bay windows. It's a good use for them. Go like this around. I'm planning on putting a structure in front of this for me to live in. So let's treat it like that's happened or happening. Corners. We are going to want corners here. Like that. And like that. Okay. Then let's do L-I-G-H. Helps if you can spell. And corner light. We'll do row corner lights. Oh no, I can't do a corner light there. Okay, what happens if I try not that one? Not that one. That one. Yeah, I was afraid that would be the case too. Well, we are going to have the area for me set up here first. Walled like that first, I should say. Set up. Yeah. And then off of that, we'll go G Windows. It's big, huge, 3x3 flat. Let's see. What shape do I have? What do I have in here? I did ones all the way around, and that's not a 3x3. Alright, so let's just do straight 2s then.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
Really? Alright. Now. We weld all that up. Get all this welded up, and we should have a nice, quiet greenhouse where I can start, growing food other than kelp, which isn't kelp, it's algae, which isn't algae, it's kelp. And yes, I realize I'm harping on that again. I want this vent. Yes, we want that vent. That's going to do is lock that area up for me. Now we just need to do the bay windows. Max out these bay windows. Max out these windows. And I go put a door in. I'm actually go over change a couple things out. I don't like how tight that is. I don't like this block, which I know would have messed with my, but I want that one. DOR. Alright, now let's check and make sure it is a leak finder. Found leak, path rendered. Where? Well, it's not up here. I wonder if this is not airtight. If that's the case, I got a solution. It's not a great one, but it's a solution. I need to... Okay. W-A-G-E-L. The wheels that belong on the trailer. Wait, I have the easy block name, don't I? No, man. Trailer wheels do not get to steer anyway. Air shock off. Strength. Take them up to about 20. Height offset. There we go. G-P-L-A-T-E. No. A-R-M-O-R.
Meteor storm inbound.
Panel. I don't know where the leak is, but I do know that if it's down here, I cover all this up. That really sounded close. Please tell me that meteor storm didn't wreck my greenhouse I just got mostly done.
Energy low.
Okay, that should have finished that. Yes, it is. I just saw it zero out. Yep. Alright, we are now airtight, which means I can now work on farming in here. Also means I can start working on getting myself that's what I'm looking for. Getting myself my home built on that trailer now too. And look, we are through. Well, Oh look, dune voxels. Wonderful. Well, that's good news and bad news. It did hit me. I thought it sounded like it hit me. Look at that, it sounded like it hit close. Great! I had my solar cell get wiped out by a meteor. At least it was just on the edge of it. Don't see anything else directly hit, so we're alright. Other than that little bit of repairs. Yeah, it really did a number on my solar cell here, didn't it? I know it's not a solar sail as in the solar waves push it. It's more of a... It's a huge sail on top of my rover that provides solar power. That's a really close unknown signal. Maybe it'll provide me the mushrooms I need. Nope, it provided me with fruit. Oh well. A metallic welder. Aren't all welders metallic? I'm just saying. Look, there's even more. It gave me fruit, 3 foot from fruit. That's really helpful. Thanks for that. I mean, that just absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the assist. Sort of moment. I was all excited that it might have mushrooms. Look, more fruit. If only I needed some fruit. Fortunately, all I need left is mushrooms. Pirate stronghold, 5 kilometers. How strong do you think a pirate stronghold is? Yeah, I don't have anything irreplaceable. Only 5 kilometers. Let's go see what happens. Weapons, we have this one. At least we can get close enough to determine whether or not it's something we want to tangle with. Or I'm going to fly right past it at 1 billion miles an hour because, well... Whoa! I don't know. it spawn a drone in above to attack it? It did.
Health critical.
Multiple drones spawned in. Okay, well. That is a no-no. That is a big no-no. In fact, I don't even think I have any magnesium, so if it comes over here, yeah, we might just make sure that doesn't happen, actually. No, I have enough magnesium. I could build some defense. Mostly, we're just going to ignore it. Because there is nothing on that body that I can't replace. MR. Seriously, don't I have any rifles? Lots of magazines. Where's the guns? Production. Why is it not building rifles? MR50 requires an MR20. Well, let's go ahead and drop this down another. I hadn't planned on doing this, but we're going to drop it just because apparently I need the metal. Did that get hit too? I just get messed up just now.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
Why don't I have any hydrogen?
Fuel critical.
Because it's all in the engine. I forgot all about that.
Inventory full.
Alright. Let's go check my damages. Apparently that hydrogen, that impacts the damages elsewhere. Just not where I thought they did it. Alright. There. I mean, I may have done that. Actually, never mind. But, at the very least... this one. Like that. Okay. Now then. Send you out. Send you out. Grab a couple of bottles. Production. Go away. R-I-F-L-E. Honestly, when this gets done, what I'll end up doing is taking that drill off, putting a piston there, and shooting it out again. Going up and down, using that piston for extending again. To get rid of that whole area. Alright, now. We're gonna need these, and we're gonna need these. All right. I'm gonna leave that very front row empty. Gives me 3 blocks for my space. And actually, you know, it'd be really nice right there instead of the door I used. No, the window, that one. See in. And still afford privacy in my personal space. And actually, there's another reason to do this. Hold on. Do this correctly. That's the lab door. And if I get the G... Where's the other one? LAB... Lab door inverted. I just need a lab door twice. I thought I needed a lab door once, but apparently not. Okay. And what that does is it actually creates a full airlock between my room and the greenhouse. G, B, E, D. Let's look at this one. Good grief. Alright. It'll look best going this direction. Yeah. Gives me the locker access right next to there. Let's get a kitchen. Again, I really like using these new inset blocks because they give you more options than just the obvious. See, here we have two sides to the kitchen. So if we stick it in this corner, helps if it's not upside down. Let's fry on the ceiling! Sorry. Just the kitchen in the corner. Gee, what kind of windows do we want to put over here? Oh, yeah, these ones, right? Here. They fit real naturally with the half blocks we have here. Yeah. Kind of replace these out like that for now. Helps you hit the right button, Scott. Every button but the right one. There you go.
Energy low.
Let's fall off. Be able to see this guy from my bed too, so I need to do something to afford that an option. Although, you're right, actually, if we get rid of this one, G, go back to the beds, get the half open bed, stick it on this wall. That. Now if I lay in this one, here's the traditional bed. It has a window almost identical to those windows. Just have to grind that out and stick it in that slot. No, it doesn't work either. Hmm. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. Yikes! See if I can't fall out of the sky. Okay, so
Meteor
space.
storm inbound.
That's one of these about totaled me, so yay! Alright, that gives us our wall. Gets out our walls. Alright, we are making a living area over here. Gee, we have a kitchen. Let's make a sitting. So let's grab a desk. Just a little desk. Let's let it face that wall. There's no reason I can't eat next to Kit. Man, I fail. Reason I can't eat right here. Alright, so cook your food, sit down, stare out the window. Gee. I want to use the inset or offset door because it'll line up with these blocks. Yeah. Like that. Ow. look. My mining is ready to be looked at again. I am in ore processing facility. That's something we are going to have to seriously consider, considering how bad the state of certain things are. That go all the way down. Yeah, let's go right back to the inset bed by the door. Go back to the inset bed by the door.
Energy low.
How's that battery looking? Not well, good, okay. Back to the bed by the door. Got that. Okay. Now, gee, let's go to terrarium. Let's do the desert. I mean, we kind of are living in one, so it makes sense to have that one, right? Maybe it makes sense not to have this one since we're living in the desert. But it's the one we're going to use anyway, so. See a need for that. If we're going to put the terrarium here, instead we put this. If I face it the right direction, we'll place it there anyway. Then we'll put in. Should we go desert like we live in, or should we grab? No, let's do the one we don't have. Let's grab the forest. Yeah, let's throw the forest terrarium in here just because it's different. Got a little bit of green in all this. Wait, gravity. The forest terrarium requires a gravity component. I can't make gravity components, can I? Yeah, silver and gold. There is no way that's happening. Okay. Well, then we won't be using that one. I think we have an aquarium. For a little variety. It doesn't it requires gravity too. Holy cow. Do they all? No. The desert terrarium does not require gravity components like the other two. How wild. Well, desert terrarium it is. Wait. Now it's telling me it does too require gravity.
Energy critical.
Well, I cannot put in a terrarium. Or an aquarium. Okay, well. Guess we won't be doing that. Alright. What do we got in decoratives? Inset entertainment corner. Sounds like a plan. What do we got? Side looks like a server. That looks like a big screen TV. Big screen TV wins. Big screen TV for the win! Select tracks to play in terminal screen. Okay. What is it talking about? Interesting. It's not what I thought it was. Instead of a big screen TV, it's a stereo. It's the world's largest iPod. For those of us who are old enough to remember what an iPod is. Holy man, I forget.
No energy.
Let's grab an insect couch, maybe. Instead of insect... Ooh, it has a greenery on it. The problem is it blocks the windows. Nah. Let's just grab a couch.
Fuel low.
And then let's look at a bar. And I'll finish out the kitchen nice.
Fuel critical.
Seriously. I have a full... 3 full bottles and you still drop me to the ground. Just because you can. Alright, there's just a cozy little house. Right? Nothing special, nothing real fancy. Just a simple house for now. Now, let's do in some... windows on the ceiling. How big is this? This is 3. It's 3 by 2 on each side with the road down the middle. Gee, what do I have? There's 2x3 flat. It's facing the wrong way. I need the opposite. There you go. Good grief. I don't want that one. Actually, I think I know how we're going to do it instead. I'm going to move these up one. Not a whole one. Do instead is G. Grab these. All right. Really? How hard is it to give me the one I want? Apparently quite difficult. Come on. There we go, finally. Nope. Finally. Walk around here like that. That will let us move those window panels up just a hair. Really? I guess we're going to have to do this. It's faster. Now then, grab my big windows, switch to the regular ones, flip it this way, all the way up here. Problem is there's no 3x1. So what we'll end up doing instead is going to windows. What windows do we have? Do we have a... We don't have. Let's have to do 1x1s. Right, I can find the most basic window in the... There it is. There we go. Yes, like that. Right down the middle. And then on the inside, oh, I have oxygen.
Low health.
Well, that was close. Now, the inside. L-I-G-H-T. Oh. Where you want the under interior lights so we can get everything with these. Not that one, not that one. Yes, that one. One light double. You just run them right, smack, down the middle, and then go back to regular corner lights, and run them on the outside of those so it looks nice and straight. Light going everywhere where we want it to. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now let's get these windows up. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Almost hit the ground. I did hit the car. There we go. Now we weld in our windows. Our lights, I mean. Come on, focus. There it goes. And one more. Alright. And like that, we have an apartment. And we can even say, where do you think we should do it? I think we should put it here. No. Let's do that. That power it up. Now, let's pull out all my seeds. F. Alright, got some fruit. Plant some fruit. Plant some green. Plant some green. Plant some veggies. Plant some fruit. Plant some fruit. And plant some fruit. Food processor. How come the wheat never processed? I mean, seriously, why didn't that work? as long as I don't kill this, I should be in great shape food-wise. Now, let's go ahead and close that door. Close that door. Open the bedroom door up. Close that door.
Energy low.
Now, I will probably, while offline, mine out more ice. Probably try to get all that ice out while I'm offline. I also will probably do some very slight rearranging to the living quarters. I would like to move the first aid kit and get a... I think I know how I'm going to do it. I'll move the first aid kit and the and a cargo access in there. But I think that's where we're going to end it tonight, or today. So join me next time for a little bit more Space Engineers Chaos. I'll see you Thursday.